Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai Bashim Rakagodah. Shalom to the 144,000 rest elect out there. Shalom to you all. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video. Paul said he was set up, in not too many words, to be in defense of the gospel. The word defense is apologia, or an apologist, for the gospel. The gospel is the whole book, the Old Testament, New Testament, and so forth. So anyway, I'm watching this video. I got it on the thumbnail, and I said, I was doing the video, and I said, I'll watch it. This is IUIC Bishop Botch's parable of Lazarus and Israelites burning in hell in another dimension. So I'm listening to it, and the reason why I gave this the title concerning, the defense of the gospel is, how do you defend the gospel? If somebody says Jesus, I'll use the word Jesus is a white man, the defense of the gospel would be is no, so-called Jesus is a so-called black man. And now, if he's a black man, he came out of the tribe of Judah, so Judah for the most part has to be so-called black. And if the tribe of Judah is so-called black or brown skin, that means the rest of the tribes would have to look similar to Judah in some type of way. If a Christian says, well, the Lord, the Most High came, the Jesus is coming for everybody, and use the word Jesus. It's up to us to say, no, he's not. He's only coming for the Israelites. And here's the precepts. So those are a couple of examples of defending the gospel. If somebody says something contrary to what the gospel says, you're supposed to do a counter saying they're going off. And are they going off? Are they teaching them? Nope, they're going off. That means the Most High is not dealing with them. So you're supposed to defend it, whether you're GMS, HODC, ISCPK, whatever, whatever group, whatever Sabak, whatever pre-Sabak, whatever. If you check out each and every one of the camps, the so-called former One West camps, what are they doing when they set up on the highways and the byways? They're defending the gospel. They're telling you, you're the Israelites, you got to come back in. You might have an Edomite come up. The Edomite and his friend might have watched you on YouTube, know where you're located, and they'll come with their scriptures about the Gentiles. So that's when you defend the gospel. You say, yes, the Lord did say, and all throughout the New Testament, he came for the Gentiles. But who are the Gentiles? Israelites. No, the Israelites. And you got to explain to them, you may have to go to the Apocrypha, mainly into the first Maccabees, second Maccabees, how Antiochus Epiphanes pretty much said, don't call yourself a Jew, don't circumcise your children, eat pork, dress in a Greek fashion, wear a hat, go to the place of exercise, meaning do not, it says in not so many words, and don't ever call yourself a Jew. In other words, call yourself a Greek. So these people that, like Cornelius, he obviously came from a Greek, background. His parents and his parents' obviously goes back to Antiochus Epiphanes' order, decree during the time of the Maccabees. So the Maccabees defended the truth by physically fighting. So we defend the truth by the word. All right. So here you got this video, and I'm gonna say this. I said all that to say this, and even Apostle Rama said this recently. He said, "Why is it that when somebody does a video, and they clearly go off on the video that they did, why is it that GMS always got to come, and that makes us look like the bad guy, the heavy, right, and defend it? None of these other camps defend the gospel. They don't defend. They'll defend it against Esau, but if another Israelite camp says this, that, and the third, and you knowing that that's off, aren't you supposed to say this guy is going off? This guy from the ABC Israelite camp is going off. That's the defense. Give you another example. Wi-Fi. This was 2 years ago, maybe. They did a video where they're going to go into the mark of the beast and break it down the right way. And it was live. And what they realized was there was a bunch of brothers, including myself, that was on there live, the comment section. And it took them 4.5 hours to really get into the MOTB. And they really didn't explain their side of the story. But it took, and they kept complaining. They kept saying, well, look, there's a lot of things. No, the subject is supposed to be about the MOTB. You go right to the point. You don't teach a whole bunch of other stuff for 4.5 hours later because you was hoping that we get off the comment section. And then you were putting us in timeout and all that. So what did we do? We merely defended the doctrine, the scriptures, the gospel. We were a defense of the gospel. And all you that claim that you believe in the Most High, if I will ask you a question, Alazar, Priest Alazar, High Priest, Chief High Priest, whatever your title is Bishop, because I can't get on him now because I'm jealous. So I'm going to let you go in. I'm asking Alazar, Priest, Chief, whatever title that you have, do you also teach that hell is an actual place? Because if you say no, hell is not an actual place, it's talking about, the grave or Babylon being on fire, then why don't you reprove or rebuke the IUIC? Because I can't do it no more because I'm jealous. See, Tahar, really, you're jealous. And for that matter, when somebody says the new moon is the full moon, Friday sundown, Saturday sundown is always the Sabbath, we defend it. Everything that IUIC says or ISUBK or even what you say, it's Sakari. Like the whole long hair thing, we got on you. We made it clear that long hair is good. You went into other scriptures. Okay, we put it out there. We put it out there. Paul said about man having long hair and the history behind it. So why are we always the ones that have to come to the defense? What about all you other guys that claim that you know the gospel? Part of the gospel is being in defense of the gospel. When somebody says anything contrary to what the scriptures say, you have to rebuke them. So I'm listening to about the first 5 minutes, and first scripture that popped in my head was Romans 16, verse 17 and 18. Fair words, fine speeches. And that's exactly what he's doing. Like if I was a less of a man, if I wasn't an elect, I would be caught up right into it. He had made a statement about the worm. He said, well, the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. He said, the worm is you. Watch the video. Don't take my word for it. Watch this video right here. Put it by Holy Bible Defenders. IUIC Bishop botches parable of Lazarus and Israelites burning in hell in another dimension. So now he's saying that the rich man is talking about Israelites that receive benefits. It tells you that in Luke 16. And Lazarus is a poor man. So Lazarus, another word for a poor man, is a bum. So guess what? If this is true, what you're saying, then guess what? GMS is not going nowhere near hell. They're not going no, because we're bums. Remember, so we represent Lazarus. We represent Lazarus. The ones of you that give, if you got $100 million in the bank or $1 billion in the bank, you're not a bum. You're not catching hell. You're blessed. You receive benefits in this world. So I'm listening to it. I said, well, wait a minute. He's described. We GMS, the representative of GMS has to be Lazarus. So guess what? We're not going to hell. But the bottom line is, there's no eternal hell that any soul burns in forever. So I'm thinking, man, what happened behind the scenes? What's going on behind the scenes, man? So let me do this. I'm not going to make this long. Hey, when Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, brings the judgment, there's going to be, like the scripture said, there's going to be wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's going to be wailing and gnashing of teeth. This is nothing. Play with your kid. You want to play? Play in the park. You want to play? Play with your kids. Play with your dog. You don't play with the Most High. This is nothing to play with. If I'm going back to Tazadakia, everybody, all the camps know he took the bag. ISUPK know. They all know that he took the bag. Based upon the way he changed the gospel, was slowly changing the gospel. And what ultimately happened to him? He got exposed, and then the Most High took him out. A week before that, he was talking about this ragamuffin is not going to affect us because the Most High is with us. And then I think it was the next week he died. In the midst of a prophecy that was supposed to be fulfilled a week after he died. So the Most High messed up his plans. The Most High took him out. He was in his 40s. Now that, if anything, that should have put fear in your heart. That if you're thinking about getting bags, doing a backdoor deal, that's an example as to what can happen to you. So I'm not going to play this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, let me come on back, bring it on up. Okay, so this is Luke 16:20. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And Lazarus will be GMS because we're bums. Okay, let me do this now. See, it's acting up. The devil don't want this truth to come out. This doesn't do this. Now all of a sudden, this kid, they control the prince of the power of the air. Bear me for a minute. And let me do it this way. Bible Hub. Okay, it says in hell, rather in Hades. Now Hades or Hades means grave or pit. When Yahushua was in the tomb for 3 days and 3 nights, he was in Hades, meaning he was not in the burning fire, infernal flames. He was in the sepulcher, meaning he was dead. His spirit, was in the spiritual realm. His body was lifeless. But then the spirit came back into the body. It said Hades, which is represented as containing both paradise and Gehenna. That shows you that these scholars don't really understand the deep things of the Most High. They're saying that in Hades, and Luke 16 says that, it describes paradise and hell is in the same place, and we'll forever see. You'll see your grandmother. You'll see every once in a while. You see your grandmother yelling and screaming. You see your sons, your daughters, your best friends, your mother, your father. People that fell out the truth. Or you'll see IUIC, if this is true, you'll see GMS burn. There goes the heart. He's still burning. This man had to make a backdoor deal. And remember what happened to Tazadakia. And you're gonna make we know why the Most High took out Tazadakia. We know who took out the Tazadakia. It was the Most High, because the dude was a demon. Most High said, "Look, get rid of this nigga." It says in Hades, which is represented as containing both paradise and Gehenna. It says in Revelation 14 that you're going to see them burning, and it says in the presence of the Lord and the angels. So guess what? The Most High going to be down there in hell, but we're going to be cool, but we're going to watch you, 1,000 years from now. There they go. They still burning. It says Gehenna just means a garbage dump in the Greek, which is the valley of Hinnom. It was a pit where you threw dead animals and other garbage in there, mostly dead animals, and then it goes into the sacrifice of your children, throwing them into the fire in the name of Molech. But it says out the perimeter was worms, because you had some dead animal carcass that was outside the perimeter, and so those dead bodies turned into worms. Now, Bishop Nate said the worms are your soul. It says are your soul. It says and is merely the Greek equivalent of the Hebrew word shi'al or sha'awal. Sha'awal in the Hebrew, you go to the word hell in the Old Testament, the word in the Hebrew is sha'awal, which means the grave. Is the intermediate condition, the middle condition of the dead between death and the final judgment. So what the Cambridge is saying, that hell, you burn in hell, you just burn in hell until the final judgment. And the final judgment is going to be worse than what could be worse than you engulfed in flames forever, or for 100 years, or for 3 seconds? To go to your kitchen stove, put the stove on, the fire on, and put your finger there and see how long you can hold it. You hold it for maybe a second, you're going to pull it away. But your whole body's engulfed in flames forever. The scriptures, was it Psalms 136, I believe? The scriptures is dedicated, that psalm is dedicated for his mercy endure forever. Mercy means the Most High going to have mercy on everybody. Ultimately, He's going to have mercy on Esau. It says so the Most High made the children of Israel to throw in a engulfed in flames for a trillion years go by, and that's just the beginning. you got another trillion years to go, and a trillion after that. Your existence will be a pain forevermore. The Most High is a merciful power. And that's a Roman Catholic doctrine, that hell doctrine, where they got it from the Greeks, and the Greeks got it. The Romans taught that. The Roman Empire taught that. If you spoke bad about this emperor, you would go burn in hell. Excuse me. It said the entire scenery and phraseology are Jewish and are borrowed from those which were currently among the rabbis of the wicked rabbis of the Messiah's day, beyond the awful truth that death brings no necessary forgiveness, and therefore that the retribution must continue beyond the grave. We are not warranted in pressing the details. So they said, we know we're going to burn in hell as a temporary punishment, but then you get the final judgment. Now, like I said, what can be worse than being engulfed in flames forever, or for 100 years, or for 5 minutes? Pressing the details of the imagery which was used as part of the vivid picture. That's why you got Dante's Inferno. There was this guy, Dante, that did this painting called Dante's Inferno, where people were burning in hell, which came out of his warped mind. And since the scene is in Hades, which means the grave, we cannot draw from it any safe inference as to the final condition, meaning there's a judgment worse than that, of the loss. The state of dives, I hope I'm reading that right, may be as Tertullian says, pre libatio sententia. And I'm going to look that word up. I've read it before, but it is not, that means sentence, I believe. But it is not as yet the absolute sentence. Sententia is sentence. And this word, I forgot what it meant, but let me go ahead and look it up. As the Roman Catholics, they call it purgatory. It's like middle hell. Let me go meaning in English. Come on, man. Meaning. See, it ain't coming up. Let me do it this way. We know that this means sentence. Okay, let's try it this way. Nothing comes up. See? All right, preliminary sentence. The Roman, like I said, the Roman Catholics call this purgatory. Matter of fact, let me do this. Purgatory, meaning an intermediate state after death.
According to Merriam-Webster, an intermediate state after death for expiatory purification, specifically, a place or state of punishment wherein, according to Roman Catholic doctrine, the souls of those who die in God's grace may make satisfaction for past sins and so become fit for heaven. 2. A place or state of temporary suffering or misery.
Okay, so now you're saying you can get out of hell. You got the term get out of jail free card. Well, you gotta get the Roman Catholics teach that you gotta get out of hell, not jail, but hell free card. You do your Hail Marys and our fathers. You do it enough, then you can get out of hell and go into heaven. That's a fairy tale, man. That's an old wives' tale. That's a fable. So here you got this guy teaching, and nobody's going to burn in no damn hell. Nobody's going to burn in hell. And then Bishop Nate said that this is, you can see that this is not talking about Esau, the white man. It's talking about Jakes that live good. Like I said, when you listen to him, Lazarus is you pretty much describing GMS. Because remember, we're bums. We're bums. We ain't living, having benefits in this life. Remember, we're bums. We can't rub two nickels together. So we're Lazarus. So we're good. We're good. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. And you know what I think about this whole situation. What's going on behind the closed doors. And he gonna be judged if he did that. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.